This is a digital SAT math question, and I will show how to work it. It is practice test 10, question 22. So don't look at this if you haven't worked that practice test yet, because you'll ruin working the practice test. But it's the last question on section 1 of practice test 10 for SAT in Blue Book, and I will work it by hand, and then I'll show how to do it on Desmos. Someone else may say, hey, there's an easier way on Desmos, and if you know of an easier way, a faster way, or just a different way, just let me know. Post it in the comments. So here's the equation: x squared over the square root of x squared minus c squared equals c squared over the square root of x squared minus c squared plus 39. In the given equation, c is a positive constant. Which of the following is one of the solutions to the equation? And then it's got various values of x, including c in there. Well, you could maybe simplify this by right away making c a number, but I look at this and I see both of these have the same denominator, so I'm going to subtract them. X squared over square root of x squared minus c squared minus c squared, I'm just subtracting it from both sides, square root of x squared minus c squared equals 39. And then I look at that and I say, well, really, I could just write x squared minus c squared, and it's over the same denominator. And now I will square both sides, because I want to get rid of that square root in the bottom. That would be one way. I could also multiply top and bottom by square root of x squared minus c squared, but that's not going to make things simple enough for me, for my tastes. So this is x squared minus c squared times x squared minus c squared. That's on top. And on the bottom, the square root goes away. So this is x squared minus c squared. And this equals 39 squared. Hold on one second, because you can't see it, but there is a little bit of moisture on my screen. I had to get rid of it. All right, I think I'm going to have to, hold on a second. I'm going to have to make this screen bigger. It must get bigger. And let me take a look at this. Hold on, I'm trying to get back into the spot. All right, so now remember, this is a square root and it's in the denominator, so it can't be 0. The square root of x squared minus c squared can't be 0. Nor can x squared minus c squared be less than 0. So it has to be greater than 0. So if it's not 0 over 0, I know that that cancels out and just becomes 1. So now I've got x squared minus c squared equals 39 squared. I can add c squared to both sides. X squared equals c squared plus 39 squared. And then I take the square root of both sides. X equals plus or minus square root c squared plus 39 squared. And that is answer D, negative. It gives me the negative one. It's the square root of c squared plus 39 squared. So that is the way to do it by hand. If you would like to try it with Desmos, I'm going to type this equation, and I'm going to separate it. I'm going to do y equals the left side, y equals the right side, because sometimes if I just write the equation as it is, it's going to give me solutions, but I won't be able to click on the lines and see what those numbers are. And if they're not whole numbers, I could be in trouble. So you know what? I'll show that first, and then I'll show you why to separate it. X squared over the square root of x squared minus c squared. And then it equals c squared over the same thing, square root, x squared minus c squared plus 39. And then I need a slider for c, and it has to be, does it tell me? Let's see what it says. In the given equation, c is a positive constant, so it has to be a positive constant. I'll make it 1. And see, it gives me 2 solutions. But look, I cannot click on them. I can't click on them. I can't see exactly what it is, and it's not, I don't know, it's not exactly at negative 39. Even if I try this trick and put in a value for y, and then click on that and see if it'll go where they cross. It doesn't, and I can't get exactly where they cross. So I'm going to separate this into two halves. I'm going to take this one and go like that, and then that should show me that equation somewhere. If I go back home, there, that's that equation. And then I do y equals, and then it's c squared divided by, of course, the square root of x squared minus c squared plus 39. And what has happened here? Oh, plus 39 doesn't go down there. Plus 39 goes here. Okay, and now I can see somewhere those things are going to cross somehow. And notice it doesn't cross over here, it just crosses here. So when c is 1, it crosses at whatever it is, 39.01282. That's the x value, and it also crosses at negative 39.01282. That's the x value of the negative solution. So now I can put in these different c's. Negative c, is it a? Well, that's negative 1. It doesn't cross at negative 1. Let me put in the second one. Negative c squared minus 39 squared. It doesn't cross at negative 1522. Let me try this one. Negative square root of 39 squared minus c squared. Negative 38.98. Oh, it's close. It's close, but no cigar. It's not exactly on, so the answer is D. And it's going to be negative square root of c squared plus 39 squared, squared, and negative 39.0128. And check it out, negative 39.01282, yes, those match, so the answer is D. So there it is on Desmos. If you know of an easier, better, faster way on Desmos, please put it in the comments. And I've also done it by hand for question number 22 on SAT Practice Test 10 in Blue Book.